Let me guess, your job sucks, you're miserable, life is awful. Don't worry, I get it. Here are 5 ways to help make your work week a little less miserable. Emphasis on the little. You wake up early, the most productive hours of your day are spent pouring into somebody else's dream. You get home, make some food, wash some dishes, throw some laundry in, collapse into bed, throw on Futurama because you're hoping it's going to block out those pesky thoughts that are coming in. Eventually pass out. Suddenly you wake up at 2 a.m. with a panic attack. For some reason you're sitting there in bed thinking about how this life it's got to be a simulation, right? The only way doing what you're doing makes sense is that you're part of someone's sick joke. Strings are being pulled and you're the puppet. So you spend an hour calming down your heart rate. Finally, sleep finds you again. But before you know it, that horrible alarm blares off and you wake up and do it again. And again, and again, and again. On the rare occasion, you try doing something else when you clock out. You try maybe not distracting yourself. But then as soon as that happens, the horrors, that's what I call them. It's the horrors, the horrible thoughts that come seeping in, and it is paralyzing. And soon the misery becomes unbearable to the point where it simply becomes impractical to be this miserable. So what can you do? How to get through this work week each week? And don't you dare tell me the weekends, because the weekends are a joke. How to make it slightly better. How to be a little less miserable each day. Well, beats me. Just kidding. This video is supposed to help you. Okay, here we go. Here are 5 little ways I've found that have helped me make my work week a little less miserable. Number 1, don't care so much. Try caring a little less about your job performance. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for working hard and doing your best and not being lazy, definitely. But don't give your extra mental energy, your precious reserves of energy, don't give more of that than necessary for your job. They're paying you to do a job and not more. If they want you to do more, pay up. Most likely, if you're watching this video, you're working some pointless bullshit job that doesn't better the world or fulfill you in any way. So that's why I'm saying it's not worth it. Don't give your precious mental reserves over to this. It's not worth it. And odds are, once you stop caring and like freaking out about, oh, am I gonna get fired? Oh, am I doing enough? You're doing what the job is, right? Don't give more than that. They're not paying you for giving more, even though they want you to give more. 110%, right? No, it's bullshit. The funny irony here is, once you stop caring so much, odds are your job performance will actually go more up instead of down, because you're just not as stressed. Number 2, have a physical outlet. I know what you're going through. You got angst building up. That angst has got to go somewhere, right? Or else you're gonna explode. If you're one of those gym bros, okay, you got it, you're already there. Cool. But let's say you're not one of those people. What can you do? What's a good way? I actually found something that's working really well for me. I have a standing desk, and that is great. However, I have found that standing is not enough of an outlet for my growing angst levels. It's just not enough, which is saying something. I got a $20 balance board and it has helped so much. It's kind of like pacing in place, but instead of buying like a $500 track for your standing desk, just get this $20 balance board. It's a really great workout for your core and everything, and it's you can customize your movements. You can do whatever kind of movements you want on there, and it is really helpful for pouring my angst into that. I have noticed it kind of makes me a little like, I don't know, if you work out sometimes, you're like, ah. So this kind of it helps, and then to a degree it's just like, if this idea is not going to work for you, I would just say force yourself to go on a walk once a day, even if it's just a little walk. Do some sort of physical outlet, something, a dance party, do some push-ups at home, do something, go on a walk, okay? Fresh air will help too. And of course, if you have a physically demanding job, then your bases are covered. You already got that angst. Now you're just exhausted. So good luck with that. I've been there. Number 3, give yourself some freaking rewards. Okay, I get it. We're adults, right? But rewards they're not just for kids, okay? You deserve a reward. And it can be whatever you want, right? But you're like, why? What am I getting a reward for? I don't care. I'm going to reward myself for getting through another day without taking a bat to my work computer. That's a win in my book. I'm going to reward myself. And it can be something super simple. Whatever you say is a reward for you in your book, that's a reward, okay? It could be a treat. It could be some wine. It could be watching your favorite show. It could be anything. You name it, you say it's a reward, it's a reward. Maybe all that's keeping you going is thinking about how you can put on headphones and crank out to your music. Or let's say you have a spouse. You both are miserable, right? Not because of each other, because of the jobs, right? Work together on the rewards. Give yourself something to look forward to. Have some fun together, if you know what I mean. Each and every day, let's do it, Come on. Number 4, do something besides chores. Life quickly becomes meaningless if all you do is work and chores. Work and chores. Keep the house clean, do the dishes, throw the laundry in, vacuum. You gotta have something else. And it'd be great if you could do something else every day, but I get it. It's impossible most of the times. If you can't do something else besides work and chores each day, choose one day out of the week, okay? One day where you're pursuing a hobby, practicing that new skill you've been learning, just doing something fun, play a game, read a book. Heck, write a book, work on a project, build something. Or say, write a script for your next YouTube video. Bam, done. Your life needs something else besides work and chores, okay? It does. And number 5, invest in another person. Things can get real heavy when you're just stuck in your own world and realizing how miserable you are. It can get real dark, real heavy, real fast. And I don't know about you, but for me, community building in the last 3-4 years, it's been a struggle. Get lonely, you get stuck in your own world, you don't get out much. Maybe that's you, maybe it's not. But here's a challenge for you. This week, think of one person, just one person, that you could reach out to. It could be that friend that you haven't talked to in a while. It could be a sibling. Just pick one person who would appreciate a text or a call. Or heck, if you somehow have time for this, meet up for coffee or something. And just listen to them. Hear their story. Listen to their perspective. See their struggles and what they're burdened with. And that will get you out of your head. You're not thinking about yourself. You're looking at their problems. You're lifting their burden by listening to them, and you're investing in someone else that way. That can help so much because you're pulling yourself out of your grave, basically, and being there for someone else. Most likely they're another wage slave just like you. You can hear what they're going through and realize you're not alone. It can be so helpful to realize you are not alone in this. You're not the only one who's freaking miserable. And it's also helpful because from an outside perspective, if you're listening to them and you're like, aha, I know what you should do. It's obvious. You should do this and get out and do that and blah, blah, blah. And they'll probably be able to do the same for you. I don't know. It could be really helpful. This week I got to spend some time on the phone with my sister and really having like a meaningful conversation. It really helps to lift yourself out of the fog. All right, so there you have it. 5 little ways to make your work week a little less miserable. What do you think? Is it gonna work? And who am I kidding? This ain't gonna do shit for you. I've been trying to film this video for 3 weeks. I was a constant, at least 1 video a week, and now I am so burnt out. It is Friday morning, and I had this short amount of time before I need to clock in, and I'm finally getting a video shot. You know, I would save it for the weekend to be like, I'll shoot on the weekends. And then I'd be so fried at catching up on everything and so burnt out. I couldn't do anything. It's so bad. Weekends are a joke, let me tell you. And then on the weekends, I'm like, I can't do this. Oh, I know, I'll do it during the week. I'll just do it after work. We all know how that goes, right? This morning I had the horrors. You know, you wake up in the morning and the horrors are there to greet you every single morning. At least you have one constant friend, right? So I'm using the angst from the horrors I'm like, let's screw it. I need to make a video. It's been almost a month and here we go. I'm finally filming. Let's see if I can shoot some B-roll this weekend. But now I gotta go clock in after doing all this angst. But remember, you should be grateful. Be freaking grateful you have a job. Remember that. It's helpful, right?